Hi everyone, welcome back to the Art Cellar of Houston. My name is Sarah Lowe, and today we are going to be, sorry, a bird just flew right next to me. I was like, whoa. Today we're going to be learning about color. So one of my favorite projects to do at our summer camp is taking one color, one of the primary colors, red, blue, or yellow, mixing it with brown, black, or white, and creating a picture just with those colors. That is it. So let's take a look at what we've got to use for today. All right, so you can see here I chose blue. So we're gonna be going with blue, brown, black, and white. We've got a couple of different brushes here. I actually, honestly, you can use one brush, two brushes, three brushes, whatever is in your case of painting materials. We have our little palette here and our small 5x7 canvas board. This is, as you can see, canvas board 5x7, really small, and we'll do the creation on here. I'm actually going to be working with Van Gogh's sunflower painting, and I'll show you that very shortly, but this will give you an idea of what we're going to be using as our guide. Let's get started. I filled in my colors, and as you can see, I don't really have a lot of black or white, medium amount of brown. Blue is the one that I'm going to be using the most with. And the objective for this project today is actually to learn about what happens when you mix these three colors with our main subject. So I'm starting off with mixing brown and blue together. So you see it turns into this beautiful little muted color. Brown tends to mute down a color, really lovely. So it makes almost like a bluish gray color. It's really beautiful. And I'm going to use that to draw my basic sunflower shape. So as you can see here, I went ahead and drew in a nice little kind of a smile right here. I did a parentheses here and here. That's going to be for the vase. Okay. Our background, we're going to have right here. Okay, so this is going to be the table down here that we're going to go on. This is going to be our background. So you got to think about what color you want the table and what color you want the background. We drew our flowers first so we could see where exactly our creations are going to be. Everywhere I have a circle. I've got a circle on the inside for the inside of the flower, and then I'll do the petals going around there. But I want to get this background done first and the table background. Then I'll come in and do the vase, and then from there we'll work on the flowers. But you definitely want to sketch out your basic design of what you're going to do and then work on the background. So with the background, I'm just going to take, go over here so y'all can see, a little bit more blue, and I'm going to do a mixture of this lighter blue. Let's see what happens if I mix black with this color right here. Okay, so that's going to be a little bit darker tone than what you've got there. We'll come here, and we might need to change brushes. I'm seeing this tiny one is too small. So, mix a little water, spread that out. Now because this is a canvas board, you don't want to have too much water with your creation. Definitely want to have primarily paint, hardly any water. Okay, so I've got my brown mixture, and then I'm going to add a little bit of black. And this is just to test out what this color is going to look like. Okay, and so if it's a little too much, you can always add a little more blue, come back in, and change it up. It is a very cloudy day today, and so I think this is the reason why I chose to go with this blue color. I'll let you see our world. It's gonna rain, but it's okay. We're gonna enjoy this creation as much as we can, and then when it starts raining, we'll stop and join back up again. Don't ever let the cloudy weather disrupt your day. Sometimes your best creations can happen at that. So once you have your table done, then you want to come in and do our background next. So we've got this filled in. We need this to dry. Once this is dry, then we can come back and do some highlights and shading on this piece right here. If you want to, just sample what the highlights are going to look like, you can just put a little bit of white. See how that changes it a little bit. I like the way that's looking. Not too much, but looking good. All right, so now let's work on the background up here. We want to change the color up a bit. So I'm actually going to mix white with the color we already had, and we'll do the background a light blue color. Maybe a light blue. Oops. Let's go here. And a little bit of blue. Oh, I like the way that's looking. It's going to be a good background color here. It's different, and that's what you want. You want a different version of blue to do on the walls than you want to have for your desk. This is going to look amazing. It's okay to cover up some of the creations. We'll come back over and do them later once we have the background colored. So we're going to go around and paint the rest of this portion, and we'll show you the outcome when we're done. Your background is going to require, you can see as I zoom in, it's going to require a second coat. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm actually coming in with the second coat on the background, and then I'll come in with a second coat down here. You have to wait for each portion to dry, or it will basically it won't absorb the way it needs to. So take your time with this, put at least 2 coats on your background, and then we'll get moving on the next part. The vase, I just did regular blue, and this is straight black. So that way the colors are completely different, but also, you know, similar to what we're using here. Remember, we're trying to use different colors. So this is blue and white. That's what I used for this background right here. This was blue and brown mixed together. This was straight blue, and this is straight black. Once you put your second coat on your background, then you're going to start filling in the flowers here. So I just chose different colors of blue, as you can see here, to fill in the flowers. Once I'm done that, then I'm going to go back on each piece and start pulling up for the petals. Okay, we're going to go all the way around. Kind of making like a comma, the way the brush stroke is. So I'll zoom in a little bit more for you guys. Grab some more paint. Okay. So we're going to do that probably 2 or 3 times over that one petal. And then in the center, we'll just come back in and do dabbing. And that's it. So you do need to wait for this to dry before you do your second layer. And you're going to do that on every single piece that you've got. So take your time with this, don't rush through it, and the more petals you do, the easier it will become. I'll do one more for you guys to see here. You're going to change the way the petal strokes. And you're just going to keep going all the way around. Maybe make those petals a little bit longer, right? We want them to come out a little bit longer, and then flip it up. Flip it up, flip it up. Okay, make them a little bit wilder. So you know those brush strokes are a little bit wild in his picture. Okay? All right, get going. Once you're done filling in your flowers and putting all the petals on, then you'll need to go back and add some white bits to the petals. So I started off with this one here as well as this one, and then I'm going to go around and add white highlights to all of this. Now, it doesn't have to just be white highlights. You can actually do straight blue highlights. You can do blue and white highlights. Whatever you think would mix. Or maybe take some of your darker colors, like I have here, and add white to those bits. Here and here. All right? Once you have your petals on and you've done highlighting, wherever you need to do highlighting, remember highlighting can be in a brown color. Shading can be in blue. It really is just up to you here. This is where I want to see you guys make it your own and put your own personality into it. You may have to put a couple of layers on your creation just to see, you know, like right here, I think we might need to put another couple of layers, so on and so forth. The canvas board, you are going to have to work with a little bit more than you would a typical canvas painting. The paint absorbs a little differently than it does on an actual canvas with the wood frame around it, where that doesn't have the backing. So just be aware you might have to put a couple of layers, but other than that, we're done here, and we have enjoyed doing this project with you all. We look forward to working with you again in the future, and again, we do want to see your creations. We want to see what you come up with and where your imagination takes you. So thank you everyone for joining us. I really had a great time, and I look forward to seeing you next time, hopefully with Panda Jet. Today, she is off riding her bike. She learned how to ride her bike yesterday, so she is not with us today, but we will see her next time for sure. You have a great day. Art is happiness. Make it your own. See you soon.